Allow me to put this in a language that you will all understand. Imagine now you are laying pipe. You've been doing it for 2 minutes. And then you decide to put the lady in the position that she likes. You go and you go and you go and you go and she's not quite there, then you stop. Then you change and then you put her in another position. Oh, and she likes that one. And you go and you go and you go and she's about, and you stop. And you change the position again and you go, and she's about to, and you finish. At that point, she's going to be left very, very fucking angry and disappointed in you and your performance, you horrible human individual. Now, why do I say this when I'm talking about building muscle? Because the exact same analogy will go with you and your training program and the exercises that you follow. You will set a program, you'll follow it for maybe 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, and that's it, and then you'll change it. You'll do the same again, and then you'll change it. You'll see some random guy with bigger, whatever, insert muscle here, and then you'll put that into your program. You'll like change the split up and go and like put some random exercise in there because you thought it looked cool. And you will constantly change around. And why I mention this is if you keep changing the program, you don't give your body the chance to really gain some proper tissue. And this is why you're not growing muscle. It's because your body will adapt to the new split you've put it on, the new exercise you put it on, and it will feel like you're making progress. Every time you do the exercise, it will feel like you're making progress. But you're not. Your body was strong enough to lift, like, whatever, 5 times what you were lifting. But at that point, it had to work up to that from like a neuro perspective anyway. So it's not that you got stronger. Your body could have already done what it was getting to. It's just that it wasn't used to the movement pattern. So you got sore anyway because it was a new movement pattern and your body was getting used to that. Once you get to the point of the exercise where it's at a sticking point and it fucking is hard work to get 1 extra rep, to add a little bit more load, now you're building muscle. Now you're in the promised land. Now you're about to give her the good news. That is the point where you don't change the training program. And why I make this video is I live and breathe by that. But over the last 6 weeks, I've trained in 3 different gyms. One for a month, the other for 2 weeks, and now back in my usual gym. So I've noticed that, cool, it's nice seeing new gyms, and don't get me wrong, the kit in the US is like really, really good, like best I've ever seen, feels really nice, and if I was there forever, the gains would be astronomical. But when you go and pick a nice bit of kit, a new bit of kit, if it's not something that's been in your program, you're essentially going against the grain of being able to build tissue, because you're not going to be in that space where you're carrying on what you were doing. Oh, don't get me wrong, if you go to a random gym and you do flat dumbbell press, you're all right. Like it's universal. You might have to convert pounds to kilos depending on where in the world you're going. But don't change your exercise. Don't change your workout routine so often, because that will honestly be one of the reasons you're not building muscle. And I know this because when I got back to the original gym, I wasn't as strong on certain lifts as I was when I left, which that's a very, very, very big combat indicator. I just wanted to share that with you in this relatively short video, because honestly, you might think it's okay, you might think it's still stimulus, you might think it's growing muscle, maybe it is, but I like to put my hands on data. Data drives decisions, data gets results. This, by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Tom Sergey, I run the Gorilla Platoon, where we get results like this. And data is what drives results and also decisions to get results. So if you can't put your hands on the data from your training program and know how much you progressed, did you build muscle? I don't know. We don't fucking know. It's very hard to measure it, isn't it? So, like, at least the numbers in the gym will give you a good indicator of how much you are progressing. So, of course, when you change gyms, you're still going to have trained hard. You're still going to have pushed it. But you're much better off just sticking to one thing and just blowing the back out of it until you've absolutely milked that training split. I'm not saying follow the same split all year, although I do. But you should milk it for a good, like, maybe 6 months and then change it. And even then, you're not really going to change the program. You're always going to do an incline press, a flat press. You're always going to do a pull down. You're always going to do a row. You might just change the variation of your isolations. You might do a bit of cable instead of dumbbell and vice versa. So my best piece of advice to you, like with everything, is to pick one thing and stick to it. If I stopped bulking when I started to see my abs disintegrate, which they're kind of still there, but they are disintegrating, and went into a cut, I would never build new tissue. I'm at the exact same scale weight as I was at the end of last cut, around 87, 88. I'm looking fuller, But if I was to just stop now, there's so much potential I'd still be leaving on the table. And that's what a lot of people are doing. They're either scared to commit to the bulk, so they don't commit to it long term, or they won't commit to their training plan long term. So if you're not going to do that, you're not going to see true lasting change. Like, I have got rid of everything else in my life. There's only two things that I focus on. It's, let's say, work, which is make a YouTube video every day, and also don't miss a client check-in. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but like driving the results forward for the end of the year. We want to get 50. We're on 21. If you want to join the movement, there'll be a link in the description. Let's be part of the 50. And then in the gym, my only goal is to get to 92 kilo. Nothing else matters. I'm not going to start doing, like, at the start when I was lighter and fitter, I could do martial arts. I'm not going to do that now. I'm not doing anything that's going to take away from me getting towards that scale weight. It's the only thing that matters. And you have to just put your blinkers on and go for it. Because if you're trying to get to a certain scale weight, trying to do a few other things, I've spoken about this in the past, you're just spreading yourself too thin. And to achieve something really, really good and hard, you need to go all in on that thing. Like, let's be honest. It's hard enough. It's hard enough to achieve a really good standard in one domain of life. If you're trying to do it across 3 at the same time, come on, man. Have a bit of fucking humility about yourself. Like, you could do 2, I reckon. I always say work and fitness go hand in hand. They literally live and breathe the same disciplines. And in a weird way, if you work for like the first part of the morning, it actually serves work after. If you go to the gym, let off some steam, freshen yourself up, come back in. I've tried to work all day, then gym. And it's okay, you are in the flow, but like by the latter part of your work, your head's a bit fuzzy. Like if you'd just gone to the gym, sent it in the session, come back a bit fresher and then attacked it, I think the quality would be higher. So work and gym, I believe, go hand in hand. I think if you try to do other things externally on top of that, you're gonna be pissing in the wind. You're either not gonna be as effective in that element, or you're gonna decrease what you're doing in your work and in your gym. So. And again, you watch this video, maybe gym isn't the season for you right now. Maybe you need to actually have a look and be like, no, family's the season for me. I've just done a fucking contest prep. I'm peeled out to the bone. I'm happy with the tissue I've got. And I've been an arsehole to my family. And maybe it's the time to be a family man, and that's all right. Don't think because I'm driving the bulk, you need to drive the bulk. Like, I mean, I'm all for it, but it's fucking bulk right now. But it maybe the time is right for you is to just be a family man for the next 6, 7, 8 weeks, and then set your new goals. So just pick what is right for you. Pick 2 things and just go all fucking in on it. Like, blinkers on, shut everything else off. Everything is aligned to those 2 goals, and make sure the goals are kind of congruent. Don't be trying to be a marathon runner and a bodybuilder. You're just going to fucking burn the candle at both ends. Which is what I used to do when I was in the army. I'd lift a shit ton of weight and also run like 10 miles and wonder why I wasn't getting any bigger. So you pick one goal and you stick to it. You pick one training program, you stick to it, and you just keep getting better and better at that thing, and then you will get results. If you continuously change your mind across everything, you won't see results. And that, honestly, what gets results here is the fact that I am in these guys' ears every week saying, this is what's happening this week. This is what's happening this week. This is what's happening this week. Do not change the plan. No, we're not going to do this. And guess what? I even get coaching, and I even need this. I even messaged him the other day, and I was like, what do you think? So my split is, and the split I always stand by, push, pull, legs, and then it's rest, chest and back, arms and delts. I was like, what about doing chest and back, arms and delts, legs, chest and back, arms and delts? And he was like, no, don't do that. For this and this reason. I was like, yeah, makes sense. And even I need that. Bear in mind, I've been following this split for about a year. So it would have been fair game to change it up in a weird way. But I was like, he was like, no, for these reasons. I'm like, perfect. As soon as you give me the data, I'm happy with that. So it's the same. To get results like this, the reason why we get results like this is you all have this potential inside you. You really fucking do. But your own brain will sabotage you from getting this. Your own brain will get 6 weeks into a cut, see a little bit of leanness, see muscle glycogen leave the muscle, and it will give you the perception you feel skinny, and you'll stop, and you'll go back into a bulk. You never really achieve the leanness. That is why you have me in your corner telling you, no, at this week you should feel flat and skinny, push for 2 more weeks, we're going to run a high carb day. Oh, cool, we'll run a high carb day, I feel full as fuck now. I'm not lost any muscle, actually, funnily enough. No, I know that because it's just glycogen. But if you didn't have me in your corner telling you this is what's going to happen, then I've been through that many times in life. I'm skinny, fucking hell. And it wasn't. It was just a lack of water and glycogen. So that's the only reason why we managed to get results like this is I'm just in your corner telling you what's going to happen. And I'm battling against your own brain. And when you turn your own brain off and just follow, this is the element we get. But don't get me wrong, I've for the longest period I've fallen foul to my own brain and did not see the results I wanted to see. So I can empathise, and that's why I can speak it back. I can relate it back to you in this way. So the message from this video is: turn your brain off, pick a goal, stick to it no matter what, even if it's slightly wrong. I would much rather you stick to a program that is slightly wrong. Like, you did a certain exercise when you could have done this one, and maybe this one is better, or maybe it's outright better, but this one still gives you stimulus, just not as good. I would rather you stuck to that for the longest period of time and progress that movement, because that is what will build your muscle, not picking the right exercise but changing it 6 weeks later anyway. So, to summarize this video, set a goal, maybe 2 areas in your life, blink everything off. Set the training program and do not fucking change it. Set it to your goals and remember why you want it. If you've geared the program around building a bigger chest and back, remember why you wanted the bigger chest and back, and always focus on that, because there will come a point where your beliefs will be challenged, the reason why will be challenged, and you need to be able to back it up. So don't make goals off stupid decisions and off a whim. Think about why you want it, write it down, go all in, send it, don't change anything. If you found this video useful, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.